Hey team, how's it going? This is Ale. I'm going to be walking you through my final submission of Agent Forge, which is assignment number 2 for week number 2 at Gauntlet AI. As of right now, we've fully deployed an end-to-end AI chatbot into a financial assistant slash portfolio tracker built on an open source repo. Um, Ghostfolio as a platform is built in Angular frontend with a Nest.js backend and a Prisma PostgreSQL and Redis database. On our end, from the ground up, we built a Python Fast API sidecar in the agent that runs a LangGraph pipeline with intent routing, tool execution, validation, orchestration, and synthesis, which can be traced via Langsmith. The Angular chat widget is embedded in the main app shell and sends requests and renders real-time SSE events, while the agent pulls data from Ghostfolio endpoints and prediction market integrations on Polymarket as part of the bounty track. So as of right now, the problem that we wanted to solve was we wanted to give Ghostfolio users a way to ask via natural language questions about the portfolio. And on top of that, we wanted to integrate prediction markets onto the chatbot and the portfolio data tracking capabilities as well. For the pre-search constraints and design principles, very, very standard. We carried out a comprehensive research at the beginning of the project. We figured out the PRD, the specific tickets. We created a dedicated system design framework. We created a number of cursor rules and created also dedicated cloud skills for this project. And on top of that, we decided to create a very tight framework for constraints. We wanted to make sure that the agent would only run deterministic calculations and no LLM doing any math. All financial logic running specifically through custom Python tools that we created. We wanted to make sure that the agent only provide informational answers, not giving investment advice, making sure that we stick with compliance and regulations. And lastly, we wanted the agent to be fast with low latency and reliable with tools that pass through extensive validation gate, structure error handling, and layer tests before results reach any users. In terms of the system architecture, we've already covered some of these. The system is a monorepo with 3 main layers: Angular frontend, Ghostfolio API, Python Fast API. We did not cover the 7-node LangGraph flow. This is where most of the action is happening. This node routes queries, it executes tools, it validates results, it orchestrates multi-step operations, and it synthesizes final answers via the OpenAI GPT-4 mini AI LLM. And there's a clarifier for ambiguous queries and an error handler for graceful failures as well. Every feed communicates through server sent events, and you can see the 5 event types at the bottom. Now, I would like to actually give you, a quick walkthrough of the application before we continue. As of right now, I also want to emphasize what the agent can do. The agent ships with 6 core financial tools built in Python or Python directory. The agent does performance, portfolio returns, benchmarks, and time-weighted analysis. It covers transactions handling, activity history, buy, sell logs, and dividend tracking, tax, capital gains, calculations, and tax law analysis, allocation by breaking down asset classes, compliance, flag risk, concentration limits, and more interestingly, for the bounty track, it pulls live prices and historical data from prediction market feeds. The Polymarket integration It's directly connecting to the Ghostfolio ecosystem via API. On the data side, we build a dedicated API endpoint, a new Polymarket data source entity, and a stateful position persistent through Prisma. And the agent supports 8 distinct actions from browsing, searching, analyzing, position, handling, simulation, trending, and comparing scenario modeling. So if you go to the production application and click Get Started, you can create a dedicated account via the authentication, copy the plate for your dedicated token, and load sample data to your portfolio because it's probably going to be empty. So we've loaded our sample data. We can see some of our data already flowing through the Ghostfolio portfolio tracker, which is great. And if I come in here, there's different modes for the agent. There's production and there's testing. The testing is meant for the instructors to, see that all of the edge cases and the multi-tools and single tools and evils are running properly. And the production is just so that you can test different categories of questions. So if I go to portfolio questions, am I well diversified? This is probably going to trigger multiple tools and it's going to give me a conversational answer about whether I'm well diversified with my current portfolio. And here is my conversational answer. If I go with what are my holdings worth right now, it's once again, I can always come back to the tracing in here via Langsmith and I can see the entire graph breakdown, node graph breakdown um, of everything that's going on in the background. The router routing the specific query, the GPTO assessing intent, the route after router, tool executor and validator and orchestrator. But now let's just go into the final portion of the demo, which is prediction markets. So I'm not going to go in here and say what prediction markets are trending right now. That's a fairly basic, question. It's probably going to give me a fairly basic answer. And here we go. We got some, related to the Iran situation. We got some related to football, which is great. But now let's try to go even deeper and ask for an even more complicated question. Let's say, are there any prediction markets about Jesus? Just copy and paste it. It's probably going to go through the API and look for any markets related to Jesus. And yeah, here we go. We have one. Great. It's got about $700,000 in volume. Let's, what if I went all in on just for Jesus coming back before 2027? Let's see what it says. Again, we can always go back to the tracing and check out everything that's happening in the background. And check out our router. And here's a completely, here's the relocation scenario for the prediction market. Will Jesus Christ return before 2027? Amount $100 all in per rate liquidation. If you bet yes, outcome, payout 600,000. Wow, incredible. Okay, risk assessment, concentration high, 100% of portfolio, liquidation tax. Okay, interesting. So yes, this is it, guys. I'm probably gonna keep it short. I think this has been a great assignment, great exercise. Very excited about continuing to implement all of these tools in my new workflow. And that's it for this one. Thank you so much for your time.